Hi, everybody. This is the Empowered Target. So, I was reading an article, and being a targeted individual, I think at some point, most targeted individuals either have already faced homelessness, are currently homeless, or have a fear of being homeless. And being someone who is being forced out of my home and my community and harassed incessantly, the topic of homelessness is an important discussion that I want to learn more about. So recently, the Supreme Court has issued its long-awaited ruling in the Grants Pass versus Johnson, the most significant legal challenge to the rights of homeless people in decades. In a 6-3 decision written by Justice Neil Gorsuch, the Supreme Court ruled that cities enforcing anti-camping bans, even if homeless people have no other place to go, does not violate the Eighth Amendment's prohibition on cruel and unusual punishment. Excuse me, but gang stalking does. Okay, I'm just going to throw that in. Gorsuch was joined by the rest of the court's conservatives, including Chief Justice John Roberts. The Constitution's Eighth Amendment serves many important functions, but it does not authorize federal judges to wrest those rights and responsibilities from the American people and, in their place, dictate this nation's homelessness policy, the opinion read. Friday's ruling has huge implications for cities and people experiencing homelessness nationwide. It strikes a fatal blow to two Ninth Circuit decisions, the Grants Pass versus Johnson case and its 2018 predecessor, Martin versus Boise, that have shaped cities' responses to homeless encampments. So basically, what they're saying is being homeless, it's against the law in certain cities. I haven't checked the ordinances in my current city, but I will tell you that I was taking a walk one day and there were two homeless people and the police were telling them to leave. But they were also providing them with shelter. And these folks refused the shelter. So I really don't know the depth of that story, but I have read that they do have to provide you with shelter or something like that. It goes on to say leaders from dozens of cities and states, both liberal and conservative, have been hoping the U.S. Supreme Court would overturn the Martin and Grants Pass decisions, which they claimed were incorrectly decided and left governments hamstrung and incapable of safely managing their communities. Many groups representing the rights of unhoused people, in turn, argued there was no reason for the U.S. Supreme Court to reconsider the rulings and warned that doing so will make it both easier to criminalize people experiencing homelessness and much harder to land them permanent housing later on. The Supreme Court declined to hear a challenge to Martin in 2019, but pressure mounted on the High Court as the nation's homelessness crisis grew worse, especially in the western states under the Ninth Circuit's jurisdiction. Over 650,000 people in America experience homelessness on any given night, and roughly 40% of those individuals are sleeping outside on the streets, in cars, parks, train stations, and other places not designed primarily for people. Federal data published in late 2023 showed a rise in homelessness in most states. Homelessness advocates immediately denounced the ruling, warning that it will make things worse and further marginalize vulnerable Americans. The Grants Pass decision undoubtedly marks a significant setback to the constitutional rights of homeless people, and local governments will feel more confident passing punitive policies with the Supreme Court's blessing. But it will not end the political battles over tent encampments. It only concerns what cities can do and not what they should do. So my take on this is this. The goal of Cointelpro for targeted individuals is either homelessness, death, suicide, getting locked up. We all know what the goal is. So they've created this problem, and now they're abusing people for having the problem. And it's the same idea behind they turn everybody against you by slandering your name and your character and spreading lies about you, and then make fun of you for having no friends. So it's really, there's that narcissistic abuse, punishing you for a situation that they created themselves. So I'd love to hear your feedback on this, people. If you're homeless, please let me know. I'd love to get a discussion going. Have a great day.